Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to go over a couple of things in today's video, including some great PC hardware deals available right now directly on Amazon. We've got 2 free EGS titles, and we've got the system requirements for Death Stranding, which I'll take a look at the end of this video. Want to get through everything relatively quickly, so let's get right into it. First of all, hardware deals. Want to go over this just briefly. If you're looking for a new GPU, the RX 580 8GB from Sapphire is down to $165. It's been fluctuating at around this range, but this is the cheapest I've seen in a little bit. Would strongly recommend this GPU outside of some software issues here and there. The RX 580 is an incredible budget-oriented GPU. NVIDIA doesn't really have an option at around this price range that competes with the 580, which is a little bit unfortunate, but definitely a good buy and would recommend it if you're looking to build like a $500 rig and you want a GPU like this. The Ryzen 5 3600 is down to $166 on Amazon as well. It's been price cut to this on a bunch of different e-tailers, so you can go to your e-tailer of choice and check this out. Again, if you're looking to pair this up with the 580, that could work pretty well in a budget-oriented build. I mentioned the Silicon Power 1TB SSD the other day. If you want to get a cheaper SSD with a little bit less storage, the 256GB SSD is down to $30, so that is an option. If you're looking to just put your OS and key applications on there, that is an option, although I would recommend an SSD like this to be primarily for applications and things of that nature. So check that out. And lastly, this is a little bit of a funky deal, but if you're in the need for an HDMI cable, they're down to 59 cents on Amazon, and they have free shipping available as well for Prime members, I believe. So yeah, you can check that out as well. Sometimes you need an HDMI cable here and there. 59 cents is pretty good. Alright, moving on from that, Ark Survival Evolved is a free game over on EGS right now. There's another freebie we'll get to in a second. Ark Survival Evolved is an interesting story. This is a game that I played a little bit of initially, and I didn't really have a good time with it. However, I have heard it's made quite a big comeback, and it is a game that is definitely enhanced with the use of mods and things like that, so that is a little bit unfortunate if you're just playing the base Ark Survival Evolved on EGS. Nevertheless, it is a freebie, and it still does go for $50 on Steam, so that is pretty notable. Obviously, it does go on sale here and there, but still, as a freebie, I think this is a game that's notable to a lot of people, even if it has had a relatively mixed reception. I mean, let's just look at the Steam player base right now. Still 25,000 people online as of the recording of this video playing the game, and definitely the user base is going to see a little bit of a jump on EGS as it is a freebie, so you can check that out right now. Also, this just dropped today, and they're just like, okay, let's just give it away for free. That's how much FU money Epic Games has, but the Samurai Shodown Neo Geo collection is available for free. It's noted to be the ultimate collection of 6 Neo Geo titles, as well as one mysterious unreleased game are featuring online battle modes as well as a museum mode and music player. This collection is a must-have for all Samurai Shodown fans across the globe. Samurai Shodown is a pretty classic franchise, not one that I got too invested into. This wasn't my fighting game of choice back in the day, a little bit before my time as well, but I have played it back recently, but I never got really invested into it. The characters and things of that nature really weren't something that I'm very nostalgic to, unless I'm super nostalgic with something or it's a great game. I really can't go back and play a lot of these old school titles, but Samurai Shodown, especially being a fighting game of old school nature, I think it's going to be something a lot of you guys do enjoy. Over 200 tracks in the sound player, museum mode brimming with content. Each title comes with online versus battle modes, and 7 Samurai Shodown titles in total. Given that it's a free game that you can add, definitely add that to your library. Both of those will be available until June 18th. Lastly, Death Stranding is coming up on its PC release on July 14th. Very excited to go back and give this another playthrough on PC. Want to see how my PC can handle it at 1440p and 144Hz. But if you guys know Hideo Kojima, you know that his team does an incredible job optimizing these games. Metal Gear Solid 5 ran like a dream on PC, and it looks like Death Stranding is going to be following in suit. We've got 3 tiers of recommendations. We've got minimum 30 FPS, recommended 30 FPS at 1080p. That's minimum 30 FPS at 720p, by the way. And then we have recommended 60 FPS at 1080p. So they don't give us 4K system requirements. However, the system requirements are so tame that I do think it's not going to be too difficult, although there is something a little bit interesting with the recommended settings, and we'll go over that in just a little bit. Minimum 30 FPS, 1280 by 720, Intel Core i3 3470 or an AMD Ryzen 3 1200, 8GB of RAM, GeForce GTX 1050 3GB or an AMD Radeon RX 564 gigabyte, and then 80 gigabytes of hard drive space. That's 80 gigabytes across the board with all three tiers. Recommended 30 FPS, you're looking at an i5 4460, a Ryzen 5 1400, 8 gigabytes of RAM, a GTX 1050 Ti 4 gigabyte, or an RX 570 4 gigabyte. And then recommended 60 FPS, you're looking at an i7 3770 or a Ryzen 5 1600, 8 gigabytes of RAM again, so it's never going to be pushing more than 8 gigabytes unless maybe you go up in resolution or anything like that, but 8 gigabytes across the board. GeForce GTX 1066 gigabyte for recommended 60 FPS at 1080p, and then an R9 or an RX 590. So an RX 590 is a little bit higher end than the 1060 by a considerable bit, actually, so I find that a little bit interesting. I believe the 570 is also a bit better than the 1050 Ti, so how that ultimately shakes out is going to be an interesting stat to observe. Nevertheless, 1080p, 60 FPS, a GTX 1066 gigabyte. If you go with that, that's not all too difficult to run, especially because Death Stranding is a visually pleasing game. I mean, I played that on the PS4 Pro, and that game had a stunning world. Obviously, it didn't run at 60 FPS, but the game was definitely stunning, and given that a 1060 can run it at 1080p, 60 FPS, I'm pretty excited to check this out on my 1080, so that's going to be a pretty cool game to check out at 1440p, and I really enjoyed that game anyway, so I am willing to give that game another playthrough. It's a game that is very divisive. A lot of people really hated it. A lot of people saw it as mailman delivery simulator, and honestly, that's what the game was promoted at. This is leading into its release, so I don't know why people were surprised about that. The narrative is very interesting, and I've always said that I feel like it can be an interesting case study going forward for a lot of other developers and publishers to look at what Death Stranding did right, implement a lot of those features into a different game that tries to implement something similar, but also remedying a lot of the issues in Death Stranding. But innovation is at the core of Death Stranding, and I really feel like Kojima and his team nailed that. So July 14th is when that's going to drop. Maybe don't pick it up at a full $60, but when it's on sale, maybe south of $40 or $30, pick it up then, because I do think it's an interesting experience that everybody should have. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, a lot of great PC deals I'll leave in the description box below. They are Amazon affiliated, so if you guys pick anything up with those links, I do get a little bit of a kickback, and that supports the channel directly. Ark Survival Evolved and Samurai Shodown are available free on EGS, and the Death Stranding system requirements are out now. That's going to wrap up this video. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can always leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.